Hello everyone. Welcome back to Speak English with Anurag. I am Anurag, your host for today. If you are new here, I'd like to let you know that we upload new English learning videos every day to help you improve your fluency step by step. In today's lesson, you are not only going to improve your English listening, but you'll also strengthen your vocabulary building skills and your overall confidence in speaking. We're diving into a powerful topic that will help you understand any English word without always running to a dictionary. You'll learn how to unlock meaning through context, how to guess words naturally, and how to train your brain to recognize patterns in English. Whether you're reading a story, listening to a conversation, or practicing English with a friend, these techniques will help you grow your vocabulary in a way that feels natural and easy. By the end of this video, you'll know how to understand unfamiliar words on your own, and you'll discover how to keep expanding your vocabulary every single day until fluency feels effortless. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss out on new lessons designed just for you. So, take a deep breath, relax, and get ready to build your English vocabulary with me today. Let's get started. When you first think about learning English, it can feel overwhelming. There are thousands and thousands of words, and you might feel like you need to memorize them all. But the truth is, you don't need to learn every word directly from a dictionary. In fact, depending only on a dictionary can slow you down because it makes you rely on translation instead of training your brain to understand naturally. Today we are going to work together on a powerful skill, the ability to understand any English word, even if you've never seen it before, by using your brain, your imagination, and the context around you. Let's start by imagining a very simple situation. You are reading a short story in English and you come across a new word. At first, you panic. You stop, you reach for your phone, and you quickly type the word into Google or your dictionary app. You see the meaning, but a few minutes later you forget it again. Why? Because you didn't really understand it in context. You just translated it. That's not how children learn words, and it's not the best way for you either. Instead, the goal is to train your brain to stay calm, notice clues, and make smart guesses that connect the word to the story or conversation. Let's practice this together right now. Imagine you read this sentence. She opened the window to let in some fresh breeze. Now, maybe you don't know the word breeze. Instead of stopping and checking, you look around the sentence. You see window and fresh. You also know that we open a window to let air inside. Isn't it amazing how you can discover meanings just from the environment? Here's another real-life exercise for you to practice. Imagine you're watching a movie and one character says, "I can't believe how enormous that building is." If enormous is new, don't stop the movie. Just look at the situation. They are staring at a building. The tone of voice shows surprise. Enormous must mean very big. Repeat it with me. Enormous means very big. Now try saying the sentence out loud. That building is enormous. Picture a huge building in your mind while you say it. The key idea here is that your brain is much smarter than you think. It has the ability to solve little puzzles when you see or hear new words. Every sentence gives you hints like a detective solving a mystery. And the more you practice, the stronger this skill becomes. Let's do a little mini exercise right now to test your detective skills. Listen to this sentence. After the long hike, they were completely exhausted and sat down on the grass to rest. Which word might be new for you? Yes, exhausted. Now think. They had a long hike. They sat down on the grass to rest. What do people feel after hard physical activity? They feel very tired. So, exhausted must mean very tired. Say it with me. Exhausted means very tired. Good job. This is exactly how you grow your vocabulary naturally. Now, let's build on this with repetition. Here's a practice exercise for you. Say this sentence out loud with me. The detective inspected the mysterious object carefully. Now close your eyes and imagine the scene. A detective with a magnifying glass bending over to study something unusual. That mental image locks the meaning of inspected into your brain without translation. Let's try another one together. After dinner, she decided to stroll through the park. Maybe the word stroll is new to you, but think. After dinner, through the park. People don't usually run after dinner. They walk slowly. So, stroll means to walk in a slow and relaxed way. Say it with me. Stroll means to walk slowly and relaxed. Now repeat the sentence. She decided to stroll through the park. Can you feel the calm mood of the word? That's how you learn without a dictionary. This method works everywhere in daily life. If you are watching TV and you hear a character say, "I was astonished by the view," you don't need a dictionary. You know from the scene maybe they're looking at mountains or fireworks or something amazing. Astonished must mean very surprised or amazed. You guessed it right. Now repeat with me. Astonished means amazed. Let's practice more with short stories because stories give you rich context. Listen carefully. When the heavy rain finally ceased, the children rushed outside to splash in the puddles. Which word might be new here? Yes, ceased. Now think. Rain. Finally. Children rushing outside. It must mean the rain stopped. So ceased means stopped. Repeat it with me. Ceased means stopped. Now say the sentence. The rain finally ceased. Your brain remembers it because you connected it with children running outside happily. Here's another short story. Although the box looked ordinary inside, it contained a precious gift. Maybe precious is new for you. But if something inside a box is described as precious, what could it be? Something very valuable or very important. Yes. Precious means valuable. Repeat with me. Precious means valuable. Then say it contained a precious gift. The wonderful thing about this practice is that you are training your mind to become flexible. You don't freeze when you meet new words. You smile and think, "Okay, let me play detective. Let me guess." And when you guess, even if you are not perfect, you are strengthening your understanding and memory. Now, let's do some shadowing practice where you repeat after me slowly and clearly. I will give you a sentence with a new word. First listen, then repeat. Ready? The puppy was trembling during the thunderstorm. Repeat with me. The puppy was trembling during the thunderstorm. Maybe you walked in your garden. Now describe it to yourself. Yesterday I strolled to the shop. Good. Or maybe I strolled with my dog in the evening. Can you see how it feels real now? That's when learning sticks. We're going to go even deeper soon with strategies to unlock longer and more complex words. But remember this, every word gives you hints. The sentence, the story, the feelings, the situation, all of them are like little arrows pointing toward the meaning. And your brain with practice learns to see the arrows and follow them. One of the strongest skills you can develop as an English learner is the ability to notice word families. Many words are connected to each other by a root or a small piece that carries meaning. Once you learn one word, you can guess the meaning of many others that look similar. This is another way to understand words without depending on a dictionary. For example, think about the word happy. You probably know this one. Now, if you see happiness, what does it mean? Of course, the state of being happy, and if you see unhappy, it means not happy. Just from the root happy, you can understand 3 or more words. That's how your vocabulary grows naturally. Let's practice with another root, the word act. If you know act means to do something, then you can also guess action means the thing done. Actor means the person who does it, and active means doing something, not sitting still. All of these are related. You didn't need a dictionary for any of them. Now repeat after me slowly to train your brain. Act, action, actor, active. Feel the rhythm. Can you sense how they are all connected? Good. This pattern is everywhere in English. And once you start noticing it, you can learn dozens of words from just one root. Here's a small exercise for you. I'll give you a base word and you try to think of related forms. Ready? The base word is create. Take a second. What comes to mind? Yes. Creation, creative, creativity, creator. All of these are connected to create. You understood them without opening a dictionary. Just by recognizing the family. Let's do another one together. The word move. What forms can we make? Movement, removal, movie, mover. Again, all connected. This shows you that words are not lonely islands. They are part of a big family. And when you see a new member, you can guess its meaning because of the family resemblance. Now, let's shift to context clues inside sentences. There are usually 4 types of clues. Tranquil means calm and peaceful. Say it with me. Tranquil means calm and peaceful. Now repeat the full sentence out loud. Let's try one more. He was reluctant to join the game, unlike his friends who were eager. What does reluctant mean? The clue is unlike eager. So reluctant must mean not willing, not wanting to do something. Yes, say it with me. Reluctant means not willing. Good job. These little exercises may seem simple, but they are training your mind to stop looking for translation and instead look for hints. Every time you do this, you are rewiring your brain to think directly in English. Now, let's practice with a short story for shadowing. Repeat after me slowly. Maria hesitated before speaking, unsure of how to express her feelings. Finally, she gathered the courage to continue. Which word is new? Maybe hesitated. From the story, you can guess it means pausing before doing something. Yes, hesitated means paused before acting. Say it again with me. Maria hesitated before speaking. Try to act it out. Imagine yourself stopping, taking a breath, then speaking. That action helps you feel the word. Here's another practice story. The city was bustling with activity as vendors sold food and people hurried to work. The word is bustling. From the sentence, you can imagine a busy, lively scene. So bustling means full of energy and movement. Repeat with me. Bustling means busy and full of energy. Now say the sentence. The city was bustling with activity. Good. One more. The child was fascinated by the magician's tricks, watching with wide eyes. Which word is new? Yes, fascinated. Look at the child's wide eyes, watching carefully. It must mean extremely interested or amazed. Say it with me. Fascinated means amazed and very interested. Then say the child was fascinated by the magician's tricks. By practicing like this, you are slowly teaching your brain to notice details and to connect them to meaning. This is how you can learn any new word without needing a dictionary every time. Another powerful way to understand words without a dictionary is to connect them to emotions. Every word carries a certain feeling, and your brain is very good at noticing those feelings if you pay attention. For example, listen to this sentence. She was thrilled to finally meet her favorite actor. Even if thrilled is new, you can feel from the sentence that it is something positive and exciting. She's happy, maybe even overjoyed. So thrilled, it means extremely happy or excited. Say it with me. Thrilled means very excited. Now imagine yourself meeting someone you admire. And repeat again. I was thrilled to meet her. Can you feel how the emotion makes the word stay alive in your memory? Let's practice with another one. He was devastated when his team lost the final match. The word is devastated. Notice the tone. It's the opposite of thrilled. The team lost. And he feels very bad. So devastated must mean extremely sad or brokenhearted. Say it with me. Devastated means very sad. Then say he was devastated when his team lost. Feel the heavy emotion as you speak. This method works beautifully because emotions are powerful memory tools. When you tie a word to a strong feeling, your brain doesn't forget it easily. That's why stories, movies, and conversations are excellent teachers. They are full of emotions that carry the words deep into your memory. Now, let's do a little role-play exercise. I'll give you a short scene and you repeat it after me while trying to feel the word inside it. Anna was nervous before giving her big presentation. Repeat after me slowly. Anna was nervous before giving her big presentation. Nervous means worried or anxious. Can you remember a time you felt nervous? Maybe before an exam or before speaking in front of people. Connect that memory to this sentence. Now the word belongs to you. Another role play. James was overjoyed when he got the job he always wanted. Repeat after me. James was overjoyed when he got the job he always wanted. Overjoyed means extremely happy. Feel the excitement inside your body as you say it. Smile as you repeat, I was overjoyed. This exercise helps you not only understand the word, but also embody it. And once your body and mind feel the word, you don't need a dictionary to remind you. Now, let's move into another important skill. Noticing synonyms and antonyms in real situations. Synonyms are words that have similar meanings while antonyms are opposites. If you know one, you can often guess the other. For example, you know big. If you hear huge, you can guess it's similar. If you hear tiny, you can guess it's the opposite. Let's practice with sentences. The movie was hilarious and everyone in the theater laughed loudly. What could hilarious mean? If everyone laughed, it must mean very funny. So hilarious means very funny. Synonym of funny. Another one. The mountain was gigantic compared to the houses below. Gigantic is similar to big but much bigger. So gigantic means extremely large. Now an antonym example. The room was dim unlike the bright hallway outside. From the contrast, you know dim means not bright, not much light. See how easy it is when you pay attention to clues like, unlike, or, but. Let's try a little synonym-antonym game. Repeat these sentences after me and guess the meanings. The soup was scalding when it arrived at the table. What does scalding mean? Think soup just arrived. Too hot. So scalding means very hot. Next one. The street was deserted late at night, but in the morning it was crowded. Deserted must mean the opposite of crowded, which is empty. Yes. Next. Her handwriting is neat, but his is sloppy. Neat and sloppy are opposites. Neat means clean and tidy. Sloppy means messy. Say them with me. Neat means tidy. Sloppy means messy. This technique is powerful because many texts, books, and conversations naturally use comparisons. And if you pay attention, you can learn words automatically. Now, let's practice with shadowing again. Repeat these sentences slowly with me. The child was drowsy after lunch and soon fell asleep. Drowsy means sleepy. The party was lively with my music and dancing all night. Lively means full of energy. She was cautious while crossing the busy street. Cautious means careful. By repeating, feeling, and connecting, you are doing real vocabulary training that makes you independent from the dictionary. Another powerful trick is noticing prefixes and suffixes. These are little parts added to words that change their meaning. If you know the parts, you can often guess the meaning without looking it up. For example, un often means not. If you know comfortable, then uncomfortable means not comfortable. If you know happy, then unhappy means not happy. It's simple but very effective. Suffixes work the same way. For example, often means a person who does something. Teach becomes teacher. Write becomes writer. Sing becomes singer. Even if you didn't know the word before, you can understand it from the pattern. Let's practice this quickly. What does driver mean? Yes, a person who drives. What does dancer mean? A person who dances. What does reader mean? A person who reads. Let's practice with sentences. The writer finished her new book. You can guess writer means someone who writes books. The singer performed on stage. A singer is someone who sings. The builder worked hard all day. A builder is someone who builds. You see the pattern. And you don't need a dictionary to explain it. Let's shadow together. Repeat with me slowly. The teacher helped the student. The worker repaired the car. The painter colored the wall. Notice how each word describes a person by the action they do. This way you can understand dozens of new words just from a single suffix. Another helpful suffix is ness, which changes an adjective into a noun. For example, happy becomes happiness. Sad becomes sadness. Dark becomes darkness. Now you can guess the meaning even if you see it for the first time. Happiness means the state of being happy. Sadness means the state of being sad. Let's practice. Her kindness made everyone smile. Kindness comes from kind. The darkness of the room scared him. Darkness comes from dark. The sweetness of the cake surprised her. Sweetness comes from sweet. Each time you meet these little building blocks in English, you are unlocking the language step by step. It's like having a secret key that opens many doors at once. Now, let's bring it back to daily life. Imagine you are shopping and you see a sign that says refundable. Even if you never saw it before, you know fund means money and able means possible. So, refundable must mean possible to get money back. You didn't check a dictionary. You just solved the puzzle. Isn't that amazing? This technique makes English less scary and more playful. Each unknown word becomes a mystery you can solve, and each clue makes you stronger. Another excellent way to understand any English word without a dictionary is through repetition in different contexts. Look at the word watch. First, it means look at. Second, it's a small clock. Third, it means take care of. Same word, different uses. Repeat each one after me slowly. And notice how flexible words can be. This flexibility is one of the reasons dictionaries cannot always help. A dictionary may give you 10 definitions, but real life shows you the meaning through use. That's why listening and reading a lot are so powerful. The more you expose yourself to English, the more your brain connects the dots naturally. Now, let's do a little active practice. Imagine you were telling a friend about yesterday. You could say, I watched a movie. You could also say, I watched my younger brother for an hour. And you might add, I looked at my watch to check the time. You just used the same word 3 ways in your own story. That's how you master vocabulary naturally. Another useful method is substitution. When you hear a new word, try to replace it with another simple word you know and see if it fits. For example, the mountain was colossal. Maybe you don't know colossal. Replace it with big. Does it fit? Yes. So, colossal means very big. Or she whispered something. Replace with spoke quietly. Fits. This trick helps you stay in the flow instead of stopping for translation. Let's practice. He clenched his fists. Clenched means closed tightly in anger or stress. Repeat it with me. He clenched his fists. Make the action with your own hands as you speak and your brain will remember. This is the secret. Combine reading, listening, and imagining together. When your brain gets sound, image, and feeling at the same time, it doesn't need translation. The meaning stays naturally. Let's try a short story together. Listen carefully. Sarah walked into the empty classroom. The chairs were scattered and papers were strewn across the floor. She sighed, realizing she had a lot of cleaning to do. Which word is new? Maybe strewn. The clues are chairs scattered. Papers on the floor. Strewn must mean spread out or thrown around. Repeat with me. The papers were strewn across the floor. Imagine the mess. And suddenly the meaning is clear. Here's another little story. After hours of hiking, they finally reached the summit of the mountain. The view was breathtaking. If summit is new, look at the context. Hours of hiking. Top of a mountain. View. Summit means the top. Breathtaking is easier now. The view was amazing. So beautiful it almost takes your breath. Repeat with me. They reached the summit of the mountain. The view was breathtaking. Feel the picture in your mind. Now let's move into daily life examples. Imagine you are in the kitchen. You hear the soup is simmering on the stove. If simmering is new, notice the situation. Soup. Stove. Cooking. It must mean cooking slowly on low heat. Say it with me. The soup is simmering on the stove. Picture the pot of soup gently bubbling. Another kitchen word. She sprinkled sugar on her coffee. Maybe sprinkle is new. Sugar. Coffee. It means to drop small amounts on top. Repeat after me. She sprinkled sugar on her coffee. Imagine yourself doing it right now. These simple actions show you that learning vocabulary is not about translation. It's about noticing life and giving names to what you already know. Now, let's practice some shadowing with action verbs. Repeat each sentence slowly. He yawned because he was sleepy. Yawned means opened his mouth when tired. The phone buzzed on the table. Buzzed means made a vibrating sound. She hummed her favorite tune while cooking. Hummed means made a soft sound with lips closed. Each of these is easy to guess when you imagine the action. Here's another fun way to grow vocabulary. Exaggeration. When you act a word with your body bigger than normal, it becomes unforgettable. Let's try it. Say with me, I was shivering. Act it with your body. Shake like you were cold. Now, I was sneezing. Pretend to sneeze. Next, I was stretching. Move your arms wide. These actions lock the meaning deeper into memory. Words are not only ideas in your head. They are movements, pictures, and emotions. That's why you can learn any English word without translation if you connect it to your senses. See it, hear it, feel it, act it, and it will stay. Now, let's try combining everything we've learned so far. Listen carefully. The little kitten scampered into the garden, chased a butterfly, and then pounced on a leaf. Maybe scampered and pounced are new, but look at the clues. Kittens are playful. They run quickly. So, scampered means ran quickly in a playful way. Pounced is what cats do when they jump suddenly to catch something. Repeat after me. The kitten scampered into the garden. The kitten pounced on a leaf. Picture it in your mind and smile. Now you know the words. When you begin to notice how words work, you realize that English is full of patterns. These patterns are your friends because once you recognize them, you can guess new words almost instantly. For example, think of the suffix less. Listen carefully. The medicine is tasteless. What does tasteless mean? Without taste. Her words were meaningless. Without meaning. The desert was waterless. Without water. Say them with me now. Tasteless, meaningless, waterless. Your brain connects them naturally. Another powerful prefix is re. It usually means again. For example, rewrite means write again. Replay means play again. Rebuild means build again. When you see this prefix in a new word, you can guess it has something to do with repeating an action. Let's shadow these sentences. I need to rewrite my notes. We watched the replay of the match. They will rebuild the house. Each one shows the meaning clearly. Now let's practice the prefix pre, which means before. For example, preview means to view before. Predict means to say before it happens. Prepare means to get ready before. Say them slowly with me. Preview, predict, prepare. Use them in sentences. We watched the preview of the movie. She predicted the winner. He prepared for the trip. You see, once you know the piece pre, you can unlock many words. The same is true for mis, which often means wrong or badly. For example, misunderstand means to understand wrongly. Misplace means to put in the wrong place. Mispronounce means to say a word wrongly. Listen carefully. The careless driver misplaced his wallet. But fortunately, a fearless child found it and returned it. Which words stand out? Careless, misplaced, fearless. You already know careless means without care. Misplaced means put in the wrong place. And fearless means without fear. Now repeat with me. The careless driver misplaced his wallet. A fearless child found it. These little stories give you meaning without any dictionary. This is how English becomes less about memorizing and more about discovering. You are not a student only. You are a detective, finding clues, noticing pieces, solving small puzzles. And each puzzle makes you stronger. Sometimes the best way to understand a word is not to focus on the word itself, but to focus on the story around it. Context always speaks louder than a dictionary. Let me show you how this works. Imagine you read, after the long flight she was drowsy and fell asleep immediately. Even if drowsy is new, the clues are there. Long flight. Fell asleep immediately. Drowsy must mean sleepy. Say it slowly with me. She was drowsy and fell asleep. Picture yourself after a long day. Your eyes heavy, ready to rest. One more. The baby was giggling when her father tickled her. Giggling. Baby. Father tickled. You can hear the sound in your mind, laughing in a light, playful way. Say, the baby was giggling. Smile as you say it because the emotion makes the word stay. These exercises are not only about vocabulary. They are about training your brain to think directly in English. Every time you guess, every time you imagine, every time you repeat, you are rewiring your mind to skip translation. That is the secret to fluency. Now, let's do a shadowing practice with a short story. Repeat each sentence after me. Emma glanced at the clock. Glanced means looked quickly. She rushed to grab her bag. Rushed means moved fast. She dashed out of the house. Dashed means ran quickly. Did you notice? 3 new words, all learned without a dictionary, just from context and action. Another practice story. The market was bustling with people. Vendors were shouting their prices. Children darted between the stalls. Bustling means busy and full of activity. Darted means moved quickly. Say it with me. The market was bustling. The children darted between the stalls. Imagine the lively scene. The words will stay with you. This is how powerful stories are. They make words memorable because they connect meaning, sound, and image together. Here's a tip for daily practice. When you read or listen in English, don't pause every time you meet a new word. Keep going. Guess the meaning and confirm it with the story. Later, if you see the same word again, your guess will become stronger. After a few times, you'll know it without ever opening a dictionary. Let's practice with a guessing game. Listen. The old castle looked majestic on top of the hill. What does majestic mean? Castle. On top of hill. Looks impressive. Majestic means grand, beautiful, powerful. Another one. She muttered something quietly. Muttered. She said something but quietly. So muttered means spoke softly and unclearly. One more. He devoured the pizza in minutes. Devoured. Pizza. Minutes. Finished quickly. Devoured means ate greedily and fast. Repeat each sentence with me and feel the meaning. Now imagine yourself in these situations. You devour a meal when you are starving. You mutter when you don't want others to hear clearly. You look at a majestic mountain when you travel. By connecting the word to your life, you make it part of your vocabulary forever. This is why practice is more powerful than memorization. A dictionary gives you one line of meaning. Real life gives you 10 experiences, and your brain remembers experiences much longer than definitions. The more you practice understanding words without a dictionary, the more confident you become in every situation. At first, you may worry that guessing is dangerous, but actually guessing is the skill that native speakers use every day. Think about it. Even native speakers don't know every single word in English. When they read scientific papers or legal documents, they also meet new words. But do they stop and check each one? No. They read the whole sentence, catch the meaning from context, and move on. That is exactly what you are training yourself to do. Let's practice this mindset with a few examples. The scientist unveiled a groundbreaking discovery. If groundbreaking is new, the clue is in discovery. If it's discovery, it must be important. Groundbreaking means very new and important. Say with me, the scientist unveiled a groundbreaking discovery. Another one. The artist sketched the outline before painting. If sketched is new, look at the context. Artist, outline, painting. Sketched means drew quickly. Say it. The artist sketched the outline. Here's another. The hiker trudged through the muddy path. Trudged may be new, but the clue is in muddy path. Hiker. He is walking slowly with difficulty. Trudged means walked with effort. Say it. The hiker trudged through the muddy path. You guessed the meaning without translation. Now let's do a story together. It was raining heavily. People hurried under umbrellas. One man dashed into a cafe dripping wet. He ordered a hot drink and sighed with relief. Which words could be new? Dashed and sighed. But you know from the story, dashed means moved quickly. Sighed means breathed out in relief. You don't need a dictionary to figure it out. Repeat with me slowly. He dashed into a cafe. He sighed with relief. Can you picture it clearly? That picture makes the words yours. Another story. The library was silent. Students were bent over their books. Suddenly, someone sneezed loudly and everyone chuckled. Sneezed may be new, but you know the sound. Chuckled might be new, but think. After a sneeze, everyone laughed quietly. So chuckled means laughed softly. Say it with me. Everyone chuckled. Repeat it again while smiling because the emotion is important. This is how natural learning works. Your brain loves stories, loves emotions, loves pictures. That is why reading books, watching movies, and listening to conversations are more effective for vocabulary than memorizing lists. Lists are dry. Stories are alive. Now, let's try some shadowing practice. Repeat these sentences after me. She whispered a secret. Whispered means spoke very quietly. He slammed the door. Slammed means closed it loudly and with force. The child crawled on the floor. Crawled means moved on hands and knees. The phone rang suddenly. Rang means made a sound. Each of these is easy if you imagine the action. Another practice for you is to play with opposites. If you know one side, you can often guess the other. For example, if you know hot, then cold is its opposite. If you know tall, then short is its opposite. Let's use this with sentences. The water was boiling. Boiling means very hot. So if you later see freezing, you can guess it means very cold. Repeat with me. The water was boiling. The air was freezing. See how opposites help you. Now let's do some active daily life practice. Imagine you are telling someone about your day. You say, I was exhausted after work. Exhausted means very tired. Next day you say, I was energetic in the morning. Energetic means full of energy. Opposites again. Say them both. Exhausted, energetic. Your brain connects them. Another activity is to notice patterns in sound. Many English words describe sounds, and they often sound like the thing they describe. For example, buzz is the sound of a bee or a phone. Bang is the sound of something hitting. Crash is the sound of something breaking. Whisper is soft like the sound itself. Repeat with me. Buzz, bang, crash, whisper. When you say them, listen to the sound. The word itself teaches you its meaning. Now, let's place them in sentences. The phone buzzed on the table. The door banged shut. The glass crashed to the floor. She whispered my name. Can you hear the sound as you repeat each one? That's how sound-based teaching works. You've seen how context, feelings, sounds, actions, and patterns all work together to guide you. Every sentence is like a small puzzle. And when you slow down, notice the clues and connect them with your imagination, the meaning becomes clear. Think back on what we practiced together. You learned